This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, good morning. We'll start session.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Okay, so in the previous session, we worked on the validation of meter reading results, how the system will carry out the process of the validation of the meter reading results. And all these validations are based on the independent validations. Independent validations means the validation is applied to particular register in the meter. That means in case suppose the meter has got two registers. So individually for both the registers, the validations will happen. Also, there is a concept of the dependent validation. So we will see how the dependent validations will work for some scenarios. They are done for some scenarios. We will see that. Now in the validation, we have included the zero consumption and then relative tolerance. So both we have seen, okay. The zero tolerance, it has to pass, and the relative tolerance also it has to pass. In the relative tolerance, we give percentage for the positive deviation and negative deviation. So every month, when you do the meter reading results entry, it will take the consumption what has happened in the previous period, corresponding number of days, and then it will calculate the average consumption per day. Using that value, it will forecast what is the expected consumption for the current month. And then on that value, it will multiply 25% more and 25% less to arrive at max and minimum value. So as long as the value is within this particular value, the results are accepted and the results are saved okay for billing. They can go for billing. But if the results are going outside the max or below the minimum, the results can be saved as implausible results. They are having basically error. So the results are not updated into installation, but they can be saved as the implausible result. Now, implausible results have to be corrected by the concerned authorized supervisor. And once they approve it, they have to release it. Then it can go for billing. But there are times where we cannot approve unless we verify whether meter is working correctly or is there any kind of an error in the working mechanism. To verify it, we can go for reading the control meter reading. So there is a process of control meter reading. How it will work, we will see. There is one more validation which we have also maintained in the independent validation, that is MR control. That means for the particular type of consumers, we may like to insist the number of estimations have to be so many, like 2 or 3. So whenever the estimations are exceeding those numbers, it is again going to give the error. So it can be estimation or it can be customer meter reading or both. So this information we are maintaining in the form of MR control. So if we go to our present installation, what we have been working, 262. Now, the meter reading for the October month has been saved as implausible. That is the reason it has not been accepted. It has not been uploaded. We will see how to correct it. Now, at the moment, we can see the MR control is not given here. So I think we can use now also. Let us say meter reading control is 0001, residential customers, and then save it. Now first we will correct the meter reading result, what we have, and then say it is okay for billing, and then we do some estimations. When the estimations will cross the limit, it is supposed to give the error. So you have done the meter reading for October. We go to implausible results, select the device management, meter reading, and then correction of the meter reading results, implausible results. Select installation 262, continue. So at the moment, the current MR is 4,900, previous MR is 3,700. The consumption is coming to 1,200. The expected value, it is 4,748.15. Okay. Because it is more than this, it is giving the error. So let us correct it to 4,900. So let us say 4,800. And then release. Meter readings are released successfully. Choose save to exit. Now, if you go to the meter reading results, we have to save it. Now, when you save it, it will upload the meter reading data to the what you call the installation. Now, there is one useful transaction which is called monitoring. Okay, this is basically monitoring the meter reading results. EL31. Okay, you can select EL31. Using this particular transaction, you can track the meter reading complete data for the contract, installation, device, MR unit. Okay. Now let us select here the installation. Installation is 262. Meter reading result. Select the MR result and then execute. Here it will show the complete information about the MR result. Now here you can see the 4,800 has been taken into consideration. And then here we can also see these are the consecutive numbers, what we have seen earlier. If you remember, when you're doing the automatic, mass processing, we saw the consecutive number and the entry number based on which results are uploaded into the system. Now here, this is a register, MR time, CN, everything is there. And then here, RS, here one more information will be there. AD, RS2. Okay. Meter reading at the moving, periodic meter reading. There will be somewhere here status also.
Slide,
RS.
yeah, that one only.
RS. RS. So now the meter readings are billable. Okay, it is billable. That means when the status is billable, it will be uploaded into installation. So now let us go to ES31, and then if you go to billing periods and then go to MR result, it is uploaded here. Okay. Now in the meter reading control, we can maintain what are the expected, what are the recommended MR results based on the estimation and the meter reading by the consumer. So if you go to device management and then select meter reading, validations, basic settings, here define the meter reading control. So here we are defining for the meter reading control 0001, that is residential customers. That means in all the installations, if you maintain 0001, these settings will apply. So here you are given permissible estimations as 2. Estimated meter readings also you can give customer meter readings, and together how many. Okay, so that means some cases you may allow meter readings to be done by the customer and also estimation, but the total should be equal to that which is possible. So here we are seeing 2 here. It is the estimation 2 are possible. Now we will create meter reading for November. Go to EL01, installation 01, execute. So now we will select the November month, 29/11/2019, create the order. Now we will go to enter the results, EL28, installation 262. Now we will estimate. This is estimated data and then save it. Again, we will create meter reading order for December. Select installation, execute. We will select 2019 December and then create the order and then enter EL28. So select the installation, continue. Again, we'll do estimate and then save it. Now we will do meter reading order for January 2020. So here we will take 30/01/2020. Select it, create the order, and then we will go to EL28, installation, and then select estimate. Now it is giving the, again, RS locking is given here. So it is saying your results are locked. Okay, that means they are not billable. So if you go to meter reading validation, so here you can see permissible number of estimations exceeded. Okay, so only 2 are allowed, but we are doing it for the 3rd time, so it is not allowed. It is failed. Okay, so now we have to just say meter reading recorded is 8,000, and then it is again coming back to billable, and then we can save it. That means it is also working for the estimations. So the meter reading control plus the independent validation put together, the validations can be carried out for each and every MR result what we enter. Now suppose we have done the meter reading, entered the result, and it is exceeding the consumption, or it is going below the minimum consumption. Now if the difference is not very high, the manager may have discretion to correct it and then release it for billing. But if it is showing abnormally high, abnormally low, then we may have to check whether meter reading entered is correct or whether meter is performing correctly or incorrectly. Now how to verify it? So in such cases, we can make use of a provision available, which is called create a control meter reading order. Okay. And based on this meter reading order, a fresh result can be collected. The fresh result can be collected. But this control meter reading order result entry will not upset the history of the meter reading. It's only for the correction. That means it is not taken into consideration for the future consumption calculation. It will only help us to do the correction for the MR result what we have entered. Let's say, for instance, the current meter reading is showing 3,900. Previous month meter reading was 3,000. The consumption is coming to 900. The average consumption for this installation, average it is around 600. Okay, that means instead of 600 this month we have got 900, almost 300 kilowatt hour more. Okay, then we have to understand whether it was entered wrongly or whether meter is not working correctly. So for that you can issue a fresh meter reading order. That particular meter reading order is called control meter reading order. This control meter reading order reading will not be done by the meter reading personnel. Meter reading organization is responsible for doing the meter reading for the scheduled MR. They have got a set of people who are given the day-to-day load for the meter reading. So they will carry out that metering activity as per the scheduled order. But these are some kind of, aperiodic meter reading. This is not something scheduled. We can do it any given point of time. So this is not something what we can give it to the meter reading personnel. This has to be done by the plant maintenance persons. That means service people have to do it. Now, control metering order can only be created on the current date or in the future, not in the historical. Let's say this 3900 was recorded on 18th. Okay, we have done the meter reading on 18th of February 2020. Okay, now I can order for the fresh control metering order on 20th, that is current date, or tomorrow, or any date in the future. Okay, suppose I order the meter reading today, 20th. Now on 20th, when you take meter reading, it will show the meter reading physically checked by the meter reading person. Now, if it is showing 4,000 average, how much it comes to? 600, 900 is come. So average you can take 30 kilowatt hour or 25 kilowatt hour. So 18th you have done the meter reading, 19th and 20th, 2 days of consumption, let's say 60. If it is showing something like 3,940 or 50, we can say the meter reading entered was correct because the trend is continuing. If genuinely the consumption happened that way, meter reading was 3,900. Naturally, after 2 days later, it has to show higher level of value. Okay, it is showing 3,940. That means our meter reading, what we entered correctly, it was correct, and it can adjust based on 3,940. It will do the kind of permutation and combination. It will do this adjustment. Maybe it is not 3,900. It may be 3,890 or something like that. But suppose the meter reading what you observed on 2002 is showing 3,750. Okay, 3,750. That means our meter reading what we did was wrong. Okay, because if 3,900 was the genuine meter reading, you should have only increased after 2 days. Okay, but it is now showing 3,750, which means our meter reading entered was wrong. Assuming that 3,750 is the correct, then it will rework back and then adjust this particular meter reading to something like 3,600 or something like that. It will do the adjustment. It will do the internal calculation, take the average consumption per day, and then it will adjust, and that will be updated in the system. Okay, that means we are using the fresh meter reading to correct this meter reading. Okay, the whole idea is that you are correcting it. So depending on the trend what you see, okay, if it is genuinely meter reading was 3,900, it should have increased. Okay, but here it is showing 3,750 on 20th. Okay, so obviously on 18th it should have been less than 3,750. It may be 3,700 or 3,690. So to that extent, system will do the correction. That is the basic concept of the control meter reading order. So control meter reading order is not going to change the history of the actual consumption. It is rather helping us to correct the meter reading, what has happened already. Okay. Similar concept also used for interim metering order. Okay. But interim metering order can be two. One is with billing, one without billing. Okay. So under what circumstances we do interim metering order? We will see that. But both of these orders can be created by the system only if there is a backward integration with the work management. That means whenever the system is trying to create a meter reading order, it will see whether the appropriate service objects have been maintained in the work management. If it is so, then only it will create a notification in the background, and based on the notification, the meter reading order is created. So we cannot directly create a meter reading order without the work management configuration. So now let us see how to include this in our work management. Now there are two service objects. We have to use here the system defined service object. Previously, what happened? We created our own service object for disconnection and reconnection. DC00, what SAP gave for disconnection, RC00 for reconnection. But we created our own disconnection object and reconnection object because we are entering that information in the disconnection control. In the customer service process execution, we have the control depending on the kind of disconnection we are doing. For customer request, we say for this process, this is a service object. But here there is no other control. Only work management control will apply. So naturally, how will the system know which service object it has to search the controls? So for that purpose, it will search based on the what SAP has given. So service object is fixed. We cannot create our own. So let us see what is our service object and then maintain for that a notification profile, schema, automatic planning plan determination, same set of configuration we have to do. But there are two service objects. Which one will be used? Let us see. Actually, I have forgotten which one will be used. We will try to identify it or we'll maintain both. Then you can verify which one it is using. Now, let me go to work management and processing and then service processing, notification, display. Let me check previously which one it has used. Sales of division 30. Special metering case 2. Special metering case 2. This is the interior metering order or control metering order. We'll select. This was the notification created earlier for some other division when we tried. So here activities ISU 65S0, location data, system availability, additional data 400120. It is saying S3 special meter reading case 2. Let us copy this. Now let me go to work management. Select the processing, notification, define the notification code. Now here there are two notification codes as you can see here. One is called the aperiodic meter reading notification for the device location. SMR1, aperiodic meter reading notification for the device location, and SMR2, aperiodic meter reading notification for the connection object. Aperiodic means it is not scheduled. Okay, that means it is something what we can create as and when you require, but both of them need not be used. One of them is good enough, and each one of them can be used for two purposes. It can be for control meter reading or it can be for the interior meter reading order. SMR2, SMRO, aperiodic meter reading notification for the device. Now let me see which one it has used. So go to allocate notification profiles to notification code. Special meter reading case 2 is showing here, SMR2. Okay. So the service object what we have to use is SMR2. Okay. Now notification code is already there, so it is going to be SMR2. Okay. So if you go to notification codes here, SMR2, aperiodic metering notification for the connection object. Now define the activity schema. We'll define one new activity schema. So in the activity schema, we will make it as M600. We'll say meter reading M600. So select the new entry. We will say activity schema is M600. 1 catalog of activities. So here we will take the meter reading, a periodic meter reading. So if you go to meter reading, special meter reading, okay, you can see here there is one activity, meter reading, special meter reading. There is no other meter reading activity here. So there is only one, okay. So we have to select here the special meter reading, that is ISU 650S0, okay. Now save it. So M600 is the new activity schema what we have created. We have to create a notification profile. So we will select new entry. Planning plant is 6001. Notification profile, we will say special meter reading 60. Notification type S3, priority 1. WC 6001, and then main activity type we will select as repair, and then activity schema EM600. Work center 6 does not exist, so here you have to give work center, that is 6001, and then save it. So we have created one new notification profile. In this notification profile, we have to assign it to our service object. Allocate notification profiles to notification codes. Here SMR2, okay. And then what is the notification profile you have created? We will assign. So notification profile here will be 6001, planning plant, special meter reading 60, and then save it. Then we will do automatic determination of the planning plant. Define the plant determination for the notifications, and then here we will select the new entry. Notification profile is special meter reading 6001, regional structure area 6000, planning plant is 6001, and then save it. So one important thing is here service object is fixed. We cannot create our own service object because the system is going to search for that service object when it has to create a control meter reading order or a periodic meter reading order. There is an interim meter reading order. So now this setting has happened. Now we will test it for the control meter reading order. Now for control meter reading order, I cannot use the existing installation, although I can do it now for January and February. February is current month, but February meter reading anyway cannot happen. It will be happening on 25th. January meter reading we have done, that will be on 31st of January. But you know, estimating for next 20 days, technically it is okay, but we may miss out how it is doing the calibration, okay? So that is the reason what we'll do. We'll create one fresh installation, or we can also replace the existing MR unit in the current installation and then do a fresh meter reading order. Now let me go to ES31, find out currently up to what date we have done the meter reading. Currently meter reading has happened 1st of May 2019 to 31st 12. So this is not the one, 261. 1st of May. Actually, it has not updated. Okay, we have not done the billing period. Okay, that's the reason it has not changed the billing period. So let's go to 262. And if you go to billing periods, we have done the MR result up to January. Okay, but then we have to do meter reading in February, control meter reading order. So if we can have a meter reading date, let us say 18th, okay, 18th of the February meter reading has happened, and we come, or 17th, okay, and you come to know meter reading result is incorrect, we want to verify it. So we want to have a control meter reading order. So now what I will do, I will do a fresh meter reading in the January and then do a fresh meter reading in February. But January I have already done the meter reading, so we'll keep it as it is. We will create a new meter reading order which will enable us to do the meter reading in the month of February, and we'll give the date as 17th. That means we are going to read only for 17 days, okay? Because 30/01 we have already done the meter reading. So the fresh new meter reading, instead of end of the month, we'll be doing in the mid of the month, okay? And then it will correct it next month onward, okay? So now what I will do, I will create one new MRU, because again creating new installation move in not required. For testing purpose this is okay. So now what I will do, I'll create one new MR unit which will allow us to do meter reading every month on 17th, okay? So meter reading is done on 17th, billing is done on 18th. So naturally in the February 2020, 17th will be the date on which we do the meter reading. So let me go to scheduling and then schedule master record, portion, create. So the portion we will create it as 60-6, 60-6. We'll just call it as portion, parameter record 0001. The end billing period, we'll put it as 17 or 18. This is the portion. So 18/01/2019. Allocated date 18/01/2019. Scheduled billing date is 17/01/2019. Number of months, every month. And then budget billing cycle 00. That is no budget billing. And then save it. Now what I will do, I will create one MR unit for this. Go to 60-6. So go to 60-6. Our new MR unit is 60-6. MRU. The portion is 60-6. And then save it. And then we'll also give the meter reading order form in the MR unit. So this is going to be, and then save it. Now we will create the scheduled records. Go to scheduled record, generate 2019 onwards, create. So it will create 36 records without the budget billing. MR unit, 36 records. Now let us go and replace the MR unit in the installation. But now billing we haven't done. So what we'll do, we'll do one fresh billing as on end of January. So it will bill everything, whatever consumption is there, it will bill everything. So if you go to ES31, it hasn't been billed from May onward. We only went on entering the MR result. So the billing period is starting from 1st of May. If I do the billing will happen till the December. Okay. So that means January onwards, up to January it will happen, because end of January you have done the meter reading. So if you go to billing periods, billing orders have been created up to 30/01/2020. So I will do EASI BI 30/01/2020, 30/01/2020, and then 30/01/2020, and then execute. Bill is completed. So it has done the billing up to basically the required. Now here some outsorting also has happened because the value has exceeded. We will just release it. How outsorting will happen, we will see that configuration. Now let me go to, that means we cannot invoice it, billing is created. So let me go to billing execution, and then outsorting. (2361) installation 262. That means it is exceeding in these cases. 262, 23, 262, 262, 262. All these are sorted out. So select the particular installation, release. After releasing, it will show a runtime error, but it's not an issue. It will release, outsorted, released. Then again go back to outsorting, execute, and then select it, and then release. Again go back to outsorting. It is not doing at once multiple, so step by step I'm doing. So release, and then again go to outsorting, execute, select, and then release. So as such, the installation is invoice can be done because all these are released. But if you go to the installation, it will show the new billing period is starting from 30/01. Okay, and then if you go to billing periods and document, it has created the billing documents for all the periods. Okay, 30/05, 29/06, 30/07, for all the months it has done the billing documents, and then you can prepare the invoice as well. Okay, but anyway, that's, we know how to do. Now what I want from new period starting, that is from 1st of January, 1st of February, a new MR unit has to happen. Okay, so now I'm going to add one new time slice data. So I'm going to select here, add, insert the time slice, and then we will say it is going to start from 01/02/2020. I'm adding now one new line starting from 1st of February, because up to 31st we have done. Okay, so new period is starting from, this is a billing period, 1st of February 2020. Everything remaining same, our MR unit will become 60-6. Okay, so for the new period it is going to be starting with the 60-6. Now you can replace an existing MRU or add a new MR provided there is no metering order pending. Suppose if you have created a metering order, you have not entered the result, then you cannot override it. You cannot add a new MR unit. You have to first finish all the backlog and then go for the new period. Okay. So anyway, here you have done the metering, entered the result. That activity is already completed. So for the period starting from 1st of February, our, the new MR unit will be 60-6. Now, as of now, what is the consumption here? If you go to MR result, it is 8,000. So let us say our meter reading on 30th of January is 8,000. That is the current this thing. So approximately we can say 700 by 30. It may not be 700 by, it will be more actually, but approximately will take 700 by 30. Per day consumption is this. So starting from 1st of February till 17th. Okay, so 17 days. So our 17 days consumption will come to 396.66, and previous month meter reading is 8,000. So somewhere around 8,400 would be the possible meter reading. Okay, so let's go to the create meter reading order for the month of February. Okay, save it. Now I'll go to EL01 262 create meter reading order for February. So go to 17. Now you see it is all showing with 17. Okay. So 1801 already over 1802. Select the 1702 2021, create the order. Then we will go to enter the result, year 28, installation 262. We might say it is around 8,400. 17, oh, we created a wrong metering order. For 21 we created, so we have to delete it. Go to EL37, installation 262, and then execute, select it, reverse. Now let me go to fresh metering order, EL01, 262, 2020, we have to select. In 2020, 1702, 2020. So here it is, okay. So 1702, 2020 selected, create the order. Now we'll go to enter the results, EL28, installation, so 8,400, let us say. Now, if you go to MRNet, 8,400 plus 400, so it is saying expected mid reading. Actually, we went by 700, but what has happened, previous months we have went on increasing the quantity, so it is now failing under minimum mid reading. It should have been 8,450, we have 8,400. Now, what is the maximum mid reading possible? 8,751. Now, let us say, actually, how much it should be? Somewhere around expected mid reading is 8,600. Okay, it should be around 8,600. But let us say we entered something like 8,800. Okay, maximum reading is 8,751, but we entered 8,900 for testing purpose. Anyway, it is going to exceed the maximum reading. Okay, so we will say actual mid reading is 8,800. This is what we noted down on 17th. Okay, so we will say 8,800 or 8,900. Now it is naturally exceeding the consumption because our maximum mid reading possible is 8,751, but here you have got 8,900. So naturally almost like 250 plus 250 kilowatt hour extra is coming. Okay, so we will save it. Naturally it is exceeding, so it will go for the implausible result. Metering result is entered but not updated in the installation. The metering has been saved as the implausible result. Now the particular manager will access the data, go to correction. So go to meter reading, select here the device management, and then go to meter reading. Then here, correction of the meter reading results, implausible results, 262. Now here, what is the option? The customer, the particular person may just correct it to the estimated value and then ignore it and then send it for billing. But otherwise, if they have got a doubt, that means we need to investigate, then we can go for control reading order. You can see here, there's a tab here called control reading order. Select it. Now, what is the scheduled MRD date? It cannot be prior to today's date. That means 20th earliest we can do the mid reading or any date later, 21st, 22nd, anytime after current date. But we will say we want to do mid reading today itself. So we'll enter 2002 and then 2020 and then continue and then save it. So when you save it, it should create one notification in the background and also create a mid reading order. So now we will select save it. So mid reading orders were corrected. No. It should not be corrected. You should create a control mid reading order. any MR is created again. EL 7 installation 262. You can see here it has created one new metering order 2002. You can see here it's a new metering order it has created for 2002. But whether it has created a notification or not, actually it will show one message notification created. Let's go to customer service, process execution, sorry, go to work management, display or change. It has created the what you call the special metering case 2. You can see here special metering case 2 sold to party 261 and FC road. This is our actually installation 261. The contact person, additional data, system availability, location data, activities. So it has created one notification automatically in the background. Okay. For this notification, they will create the service order and the person will be sent to the field for taking the fresh meter reading. Okay. And once the meter reading is collected, we will enter it. Now what we'll do, we'll go to enter the result. Okay. So now what I will do, EL28. Now, how much is a meter reading possible? We will see. We entered 8,900. Okay, we entered 8,900. Let's say the actual meter reading is coming to 8,650. Okay, when you did the meter reading, it's coming to 8,650. So 8,000 was the previous meter reading. So we will take, it was 8,650. Okay, let me enter 8,650. So if you enter 8,650, it is accepting it. That means it is actually taking 8,650 on 20th. But based on this meter reading, what it will do, previous meter reading, it will correct. I will not save it. It is no. Let's go to implausible results once again and see what is the meter reading we have noted down already. Okay. So if you go to meter reading and implausible results 262, 8,900. So we have seen the meter reading as 8,600. So what it means, actually, if meter reading was correct as 8,900, it should not have been 8,900. It should have been more than 8,900. It should be at least 30 plus 30, 60, maybe 9,000, 8,900 plus 60 or 70, maybe 9,000. Okay, but instead of 9,000, it is showing 8,600. That means whatever metering what you entered here is incorrect. The person has done the metering wrongly, or it might have been entered incorrectly in the sheet also. So now I'm saying the actual metering on 20th is 8,600. Okay, then automatically what it will do, it will correct that 8,900 to the revised value. So if you go to now enter 8,600 meter reading and then save it. Now automatically it is also making some adjustment in the notification, and then if you go to the installation, you can see both the meter readings entered, the control metering order, data, and also corrected value. Okay, the control metering order is only for information. It will not be taken into consideration for the consumption value calculation. It is only for adjustment. So if you go to billing periods and then go to MR result, so here you can see 8,600 is control metering order. Okay, this is control reading order, but actual metering on 17th, initially it was 8,900. It has been corrected to 8,514. Okay, that means it is taking the same trend. That means if you take the previous consumption was 8,000, and from 1st of February to 20th of February, what would be the actual consumption? It has calculated based on the previous month's consumption. Okay, that means just like how we do the validation, it is done the new value determination taking the previous month's consumption pattern, it will calculate the per average consumption per day for the next 20 days, starting from the fresh meter reading period, that is from 1st of February to 1702. What will be the value? It is 8,514. That means 8,900 was incorrect. It has been corrected back. Okay. That means actually it is not taking the as it is the consumption happened in the previous month. Then it will become an estimation. Okay. So actually what it is doing, let us assume meter reading what you entered was 8,600. Okay. Previous month meter reading was 8,000. That is 130. Okay. So how much is the consumption coming to? It's coming to approximately 8,600 minus 8,000. So it will come to 600. But this is for how many days? This is starting from 1st of February up to 20th. So 20 days. So average it will come to 30 units per day. Okay. If 30 units per day, that means 30 into 17. Okay. 17 days. It will come to something like 17 into 30. To 30. It will come to 510. So 510 plus 8,000 previous meter reading, it will come to 8510. It's coming to 8510. So it has done 8514. It is changing by around 4 units. That means taking 8,600 as the correct value, it has done per day how much is the consumption coming, because previous metering happened on the 30th of January. Okay. So it has taken consumption from the 1st of February till 20th of February. What is the consumption? 600 divided by 20 days. Then find out the revised value for the 17 days consumption, and then add it to the previous consumption. Actual meter reading accepted 8,000. It comes to 8,514. That means this is a registered value for this month. The 8,600 will not affect the next month's consumption when you are calculating. Next month consumption will be, again, metering will be entered, that minus 8514. That will be the value taken into consideration for the fresh consumption, what will happen in the month of March. Okay. So control metering orders are basically not for updating the actual value for the consumption calculation. They are used for controlling the MR results which have been entered wrongly, and they can be corrected because the trend is established. If suppose the metering was coming to on 20th as 9,000, that means 8,900 what you entered is correct only, because if 8,900 is correct, then naturally it will go increasing only, it will not decrease. Okay. But if 8,900 itself is wrong, then it has to correct it, and that is what it is doing. So if you go to EL01, you can also create a control metering order at any given point of time. Okay. EL01. If you go to the installation, you can see here the 01 periodic interior meter reading control reading. You can also create a control metering order from here also. When it will be done, like in the case of budget billing, what happens, we don't actually do the meter reading for the 11 months. Okay. Starting from January, let us say till November, we are only doing billing as per the plan, budget billing plan. But sometimes what happens, the business wants to see whether consumer is actually consuming the way we have thought. Let's say you have taken average consumption as 700 units. Okay. And based on that, you have calculated the plan amount. But what if the consumer is actually consuming now at the rate of 900? Okay. So how will you come to know? So we can order a fresh metering order, control metering order once in 6 months. Okay. If suppose you have done the previous meter reading on December 2019, January, February, March, April, May, June, let us say in the month of June or May, we will take one control metering order for all the installations or some sample installations and then check. Then based on that, if you see if the metering is showing on that date and deduct the consumption, what has happened in the December, if you come to know the total value, you can divide by 6 months and you know what is the consumption. It is coming to 900. Okay. We have taken plan amount at the rate of 700. So now what it will do, it will revise the plan. It will tell the consumer, actually we have found out based on our control metering order, your consumptions are actually higher side. So we are going to revise. Then existing budget billing plan can be revised to new plan. And then the billing will start for the remaining months. So control metering order can be used for the controlling the existing metering results which are entered implausible, or also for knowing what is the current status of the metering. For that purpose, the control metering order is used. Now, what is interim metering order? Interim metering order is again a kind of a aperiodic metering. Let's say, for example, a particular company, which is commercial company, it wants to know what is the metering on a particular date. Already metering has happened, but they have some doubt. Okay, so they will say, we are requesting your person to come and then take one metering on so and so date and show it to us. Okay, but we don't want any billing to happen. We just want to make sure what is the trend. Okay, because they have some suspicion whether last month metering or last 6 months metering, whether entered is incorrect, because sometimes it may be estimated also. Okay, but it is not reflected in the invoice. Okay, so the customer wants to check what is the metering, so they will request a company, you deputy your person, do the interim metering order and then show it to us. Now when based on that result we come to the actual metering, then customer can understand whether previous metering is okay or anything has been done estimated, then they can ask for the clarification. So but there it is again acting as a control metering order, and it is what is based on the customer's request. Otherwise, it is like a control metering order, what we will do. Okay, so it is called interim metering order asked by the customer. Now you can also use interim metering order for the billing purpose. Let's say last month we have done the billing for the water company or electricity company, and estimation has been done, but you don't have any control. You can go on estimating. Now customer suddenly says, I don't want to pay as per the estimation. I want you ignore the previous metering, you cancel the billing, and then you do interim metering, and then based on that you do the fresh billing. Let's say on 30th of January we have done the actual billing, but that is based on the estimation, or maybe result is incorrect, but the customer has got a doubt. They wanted to pay, they realized only on 20th of the February or 25th, when the due date is there, they realize value is very high. Okay, now they have got a doubt. What they will say, you cancel that billing document. We insist for a fresh metering order, interim metering order on 20th, because schedule means again it has to go till the end of the month. Okay, interim metering can happen any period of time. It's aperiodic. Okay, so let's say on 18th, customer says, I want the interim metering order. So metering order will be done and it will be entered in the system. Now that value will be taken for the billing. That means on previous billing, what you've done is removed because you will reverse it, and then you go for the fresh billing as per the interim metering order. So it is not a scheduled billing. Scheduled billing means you are doing as per the scheduled MR unit and the portion. But this billing can be done at any given point of time. So interim metering orders are used for the billing purpose or for just understanding the requirement. Some installations are unmanned. There, we are not doing periodically. It's not fixed actually. Although we are maintaining MR unit for the purpose of creating metering order, actually as per the scheduled date, it will not happen. The customers will say on this date, you come, do the metering, give the bill, we'll pay the amount. Okay. Because these are unmanned stations like telecom, exchanges or some towers. So they will say that you do the metering on so and so date, and as per that you do the billing. That means it is not actually happening as per the scheduled date. It is happening by the interim metering order. So you can, customer will request to create an interim metering order, send the person, take the metering, inform the customer, and then do the billing. Okay. So how to do interim metering order and billing? We'll see tomorrow. We'll create one installation and then see how to do interim metering order and billing. Okay, tomorrow. Is it okay?
Yes.